And we're out in front of the Cuban embassy on the day after Fidel Castro passed away. And there's a memorial set up. And what are your comments about Fidel Castro?
We're here celebrating his life, but mourning his loss. He stood up to the powers that be in the most powerful country in the world and dedicated his life to benefiting poor and working people. And we need to honor that, especially in light of the recent election here in the U.S.
And Cuba had some incredible gains during his tenure as a leader.
Absolutely.
One of which was great health care for everybody and an incredible education program which allowed low literacy rates. What are your comments on that?
I think it's important that the Cuban example shows that providing healthcare to everyone is an important and a very possible thing to do for a fairly poor country, not just for a rich one. It's no excuse that the U.S. doesn't have as good a healthcare as Cuba. In terms of literacy and education, similar. We don't invest in our government infrastructure, our public institutions, and Cuba gives us an example for how we could change that, how we could be better.
Yet there were some issues with Cuba that the West always looked on. Do you think that the military threat was there? Do you think that Cuba really posed a military threat to the U.S.?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert on those sort of strategic concerns, but I think the U.S. has always been safe despite Cuba's, Cuba has not presented a danger to the United States.
Well, thank you so much for your comments.
Señor comandante, le vengo a decir que nunca nos olvidaremos de ti. Señor comandante, le vengo a decir que nunca nos olvidaremos de ti. Me gusta la rima, me gusta el limón. A mí sí me gusta la revolución. Me gusta la rima, me gusta el limón. A mí sí me gusta la revolución.
And Carlos, a moment ago you were playing your instrument, and
Yes.
what is it called?
This instrument is called a jarana. It comes from Mexico, especially Veracruz, Mexico.
And what was the song about?
Well, I changed the words. We were like singing a song about Presidente. It's called Señor Presidente, Mr. President. But I changed it to Señor Comandante, like a tribute to Fidel Castro for all his work and everything he went through.
How do you feel about his passing?
Did you all hear about the vigil at 5?
It's very impressive how just one person can change a whole nation, and that thing made me think that I can do the same, and I don't need to stop fighting for what I believe in.
And he did some good things for Cuba, but he was not always revered in the West.
No, I mean, like, provide education for a whole country, healthcare for a whole country. And not thinking about just the rich, but also thinking about the poor, That was his main mentality, like help the poor.
The workers all had work. Everybody had a job.
Yeah. And that's something that everyone can agree on, that is a super thing to believe in, to work towards.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.